Is Warzone coming to an end? This has been on a lot of people's minds for a few reasons. Black Ops 7's teaser recently dropped, which showed Blackout-style wingsuits on Avalon. Now, we haven't seen the wingsuits since Black Ops 4. And if Blackout is coming back, are they sunsetting Warzone? Most likely not, because leaks have shown in Warzone that we are probably going to be getting grapple hooks, jetpacks, and wall running in Verdansk. The issue is, Warzone has been slowly dying for other reasons. The hacker situation has gotten out of control. Ranked leaderboards for the last season were overrun with hackers and boosters, and Warzone not only did nothing about it, but they let those cheaters receive rewards for the season and did not ban them. Warzone is also doing something very controversial. They are slowly removing modes from the game. Warzone removed solos in the beginning of Season 4 and replaced it with Warzone Casuals. 3 weeks later, it still hasn't returned. Now, casual players love the choice, but players at a higher skill level do not, because it means competition-wise, there are only 20 real players, inflating the number of kills that you'll probably get. Let's be real. Yeah, sure, casuals is cool for a casual player, but when you're trying to hop on and get a gameplay, or you want to have a, competitive match where you're playing solo and you do want to play either aggressive or slow, it feels kind of cheap to be killing bots. It doesn't feel rewarding. I share this sentiment with a lot of players. Now, a big argument for a lot of the casual lovers is that Warzone shouldn't have sweats in casuals. When Warzone Casuals first dropped with Verdansk in Season 3, people were saying sweats shouldn't play this. And I agreed back then when I made my video on the casual mode's introduction in Season 3 with the launch of Verdansk. But now we don't have an option. Only Warzone Solo Casuals. Which means if you don't have a friend to play with, or you're looking to play the game alone, you're forced to play casuals or to go solo in duos or quads. Because Trios is also missing. Trios is only a ranked mode, and only recently they added a World Series of Warzone playlist that is strictly for the World Series of Warzone. So, I mean, that's going to go very quickly after the World Series of Warzone qualifiers is done. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, SPMM. Without it, we really wouldn't need a casual mode, because everyone would have a randomized experience. I'm positive that the casual mode is raising player retention and the enjoyment of the game. But that's because there is no just play a few chill games anymore. Everyone feels like they're fighting the best players, because the game is doing that on purpose. It's finding the players that are like you and putting them in the same match. Sweats are tired of it because the TTK is so low and ranked mode doesn't offer any change to the health, that you're constantly playing against the best of the best and instantly dying when shot at. Casual players, however, enjoy the mode a ton with skill-based matchmaking, because sometimes you'll get shot at, but you can usually outrun the person shooting at you because they can't shoot straight, they can't control recoil, they don't have the proper settings, so on and so forth. I will add, I am biased because I feel skill-based matchmaking punishes good players, and casual players can have an easier time because they don't instantly die if shot at. But that's the problem. We created a solution to a problem COD created with casuals. No SPMM means no need for casuals. And I know COD can be successful without skill-based matchmaking, because some of the best and notorious CODs before skill-based matchmaking are considered the best in the franchise. And if you want to say they're not, then why is the company still relying on those names to sell their games? Black Ops 7 for 2025, Modern Warfare 4 rumored for 2026, which is, by the way, technically Modern Warfare 7 if we're keeping track. The games are going to continue to kill off their dedicated player base by making decisions like this. Which brings me to the most important point. Black Ops 7 is going to be an advanced movement COD with rumored jetpacks, wall running, grappling hooks. Do we think casual players will like this? No. It was their biggest complaint, and a lot of them quit, including myself, when using jetpacks. I strictly played zombies in Black Ops 3 and never got Infinite Warfare. I've grown up and became a better player at COD, and I love those changes now going back and playing them, and have been having a ton of fun playing Splitgate, which I also have been making a ton of videos on, so if you enjoy that, please subscribe and check out a video after this. But the long story short is that you are going to have casual players leave because they don't want to play a lot. So 1 minute COD is catering to casuals, the next they're catering to sweats. which finally, I've seen the excuse that this is all because there aren't enough players playing each mode to sustain solos through quads for Big Map, Rebirth, and then Casuals, and then have a ranked and LTM mode. To that I say, yes. Fortnite has a very similar population on their game. And not only have they done that and more, they have custom games and player-made maps. At any time of the day, you can queue into a solo through quad of all modes, and that's including a no-build mode, no-build ranked, normal mode, normal ranked, and then additionally OG Fortnite, solo through quads, and more. And then additionally OG Fortnite solo through quads, and more LTMs, plus custom maps and minigames like racing and Lego Fortnite. So when it comes to Warzone ending, right now, no. But if they keep abusing their player base, having a lack of an anti-cheat, and laughable updates that cause the game to not even work for 48 hours, but the store and microtransactions are working and being advertised now in loadouts, but then they walk back and say it was released on accident, people will find other games to play. That's why I'm enjoying Splitgate 2's BR, and I'm excited to see Battlefield's return to Firestorm, but I'm also not expecting much there either. Let's be real. I want to finish up this video by being completely loose and just open with you guys about everything I'm thinking right now when it comes to Call of Duty. I've been playing for over a decade. It's almost coming up on 2 decades. I started all the way back in COD 4, and I loved Warzone. But the game's stale now. Even with Verdansk coming back, which I was very excited for, very supportive of, the game doesn't feel like it's improving in a lot of ways. I did the math the other day, and I spent, in about only Call of Duty purchases alone, since the release of Call of Duty, close to about $2,000 in premium titles and, DLC. But I've also spent about $5,000 in microtransactions since MW19. Now, $2,000 for games and DLC is one thing, but $5,000 in a span of only a few years for just microtransactions is pretty disgusting. And you might look at me and say, well, that's your fault and you shouldn't have done that. And I totally agree, and I honestly don't regret any of my purchases. What I regret is how they used my money. The fact that I've spent that much money, and I know I'm not the only one doing this, buying Black Cell versions of the Battle Pass, buying through the Battle Pass because it's my job as a content creator to cover all of the things that are new in the Battle Pass and make sure I show off what is the best and what isn't. These things are my job, and so they're all tax write-offs, and I've written them off over the years and made my money back and more. The problem is that they're using my money not to fix the game, not to improve the anti-cheat, but to make their wallets bigger. And that's a problem. Now, Microsoft acquired Activision, and we all expected Microsoft to make a big push. I mean, Microsoft makes the software for PCs. You would think they know a thing or two, but nothing's changed, because why would it? If people are still buying their games, spending $5,000 in microtransactions and more, why would they change anything? It's still working. We're just bitching. So I don't think we're going to see a change anytime soon. Even with some of the biggest content creators like Nadeshot, Scump, Tim the Tatman, all preaching that this game is in shambles and the cheaters are just as bad as they were 5 years ago when the game launched, nothing's changing. The outlook on the game is grim. People are talking about cheaters, but not doing anything about it. And that is really unfortunate. I had a very dark time in my YouTube channel where I started chasing down hackers because I was so fed up. And that costed me one of my accounts because I was so involved in trying to catch cheaters that I was installing shady software that could possibly get me banned because I wanted to know how to catch these cheaters. And no, I never downloaded cheats, thank God, and I'm very happy to say so. But I was downloading software that literally was invading my memory and putting malicious files on my PC without knowing, because I was learning how to catch these things, and I was listening to other people who have been in the business for so long. I thought I could trust them. It's unfortunate, but that is the problem. It shouldn't be on me to go and look for these players, just as it shouldn't be for any other content creator. The game should just work. Players are looking in every corner for the solution. They're looking for someone who could tell them who's cheating and who's not. You have people like Call of Shame who are not even putting a name or face to their channel, and people for some reason trust them when they're making claims like, yeah, my friend who's an FBI agent who also is cousins with a CIA agent knows that this guy is cheating. Let's be real. This is all just crazy talk that people are trusting because they don't know who to trust. Are we going to trust the billion-dollar company that doesn't give us any real answers and says they banned 40,000 accounts, but the game plays the exact same and we run into the same cheaters over and over? I made a full video on how I run into cheaters that I've reported before years ago that have Warzone ranked rewards from those years. Now, you could say unlock tool and whatnot, but I've ran into them before. Some of them have been in videos before. Some of them are fans of the channel and say, that's me using the same account. Call of Duty, get your stuff together. I'm serious. This is like really bad. Everybody is looking for a solution. For me, I don't think it's Splitgate because although it's a lot of fun, the skill gap is going to get wider and wider, and I don't have the time to become the best Splitgate player and restart my whole channel. I'll hop on it every now and again and I'll have some fun, but it doesn't mean it's my new solution. I still am a Call of Duty fanboy at the end of the day, and I'd hate to admit it, but that's how it's probably going to be for a long time. I want Warzone to succeed. I don't know if that means turning crossplay off for PC and making it console only. I really don't know. I have my own audio app to improve the audio in this game because they don't do a good job with the audio. We've been asking for good audio for years. I don't get how these are the problems that we continue to face again and again and again. I know that got a little dark at the end there, but truly, I needed to get it off my chest. I'm really excited that we're getting close to 40,000 subscribers, and you guys have been so supportive on the channel. I thank you for watching the videos. I thank you for enjoying my opinions on things. Even if they're not always the right opinion or the best choice, you guys want to hear what I'm thinking, and I appreciate that. So thank you. Let's make FPS great again. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.